Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to PCM22 Career Mode, episode 117. We are at the Tour de France. We're only a couple stages in, and we find ourselves in the lead of the race. I don't think that's going to be something we hang on to for terribly long, but it's certainly a good bonus for us. We have stage 8 being the biggest one in the near future to accumulate a massive amount of KOM points. There are other stages that we can certainly pick them up, but they would largely be a waste of the time, so I'm going to have to play with the strategy tab to assign that target of going out to try to retrieve points. But not for every stage, because here's the thing about how this works and how it really works this year is the harder you push stage after stage, and just as in real life, the more fatigued you will become. Historically, a lot of the early aggressive KOM guys by mid-tour have nothing left in the legs. So we really cannot go out stage after stage after stage and push. We've got to save ourselves for key stages. Now, 8 is the next key stage, but as we go backwards here, stage 7, that's almost nothing in points. We're not going to bother with that one. 6 certainly has the points, but the majority of the points is you have just 2 and 5. It's only 7 on the early climbs. By the time you get here, there's a very good chance, especially since it's only stage 6, that the breakaway will have already been caught by that point, and they'll definitely be caught by the finale. So that is not a good return for trying to get in the breakaway for that particular stage. Stage 5, almost no points whatsoever. Stage 4 certainly has some points, but again, the best points haul is on the finishing climb. These climbs here, you may already be caught by then, so you're looking at 2, 1, and 5. That's not enough to make the effort to go out there to waste your time, or at least to run the stage itself. But stage 3, which is flat, actually really does have a decent opportunity, and this is the one where I want to manage the strategy closely, and it's the one we are on. I want my guy to go in the break. There's definitely points to be had here, but it's not a big haul, and they'll rest those next couple of stages. So I'm going to let the quick sim handle it, hope that they get a decent amount of points to further their lead in the competition. But then we'll kind of sit and wait for that eighth stage from that point on. Will Morgado still be in the lead by that point? Possibly not. Certainly stage 6 is one of those where I would suspect he would lose that lead, but would still be in the top 10 or top 5. And so with that, Morgado's obviously the leader, but Taraskin is given that free reign to attack, and we want him to take part in sprints for the best climber classification. We'll see how he does on this one today. Unfortunately, despite the assignment, we pick up no points. Van Hemlen is the one who gets the bulk of the points and is definitely a decent competitor in that, but we still hold the lead. He only cut halfway into that as he had no points previously. So Taraskin still in a good position. It would have been nice if he could have gotten some points on the day. Clearly, he didn't make it into the breakaway group. While that's disappointing, those 16 points were certainly available, or there or thereabouts among points. It's okay. We have plenty of opportunities. Like I said, stage 8 is a big one, and we will take the helm for that. Next stage is definitely not a big haul, but after missing out on the break in the last one, we'll give one more opportunity for Taraskin to try to get in the break today. Azumi also set to try to go in the break. He can do the riding. Taraskin sitting up so he doesn't waste too much energy. We'll see how that one goes. No change in the standings at this point. Stage 4 does see some time gaps, but in the case of Morgado, it's literally a 7-second loss, plus 10 for the bonus. So Pogacar already picking up 17 seconds. That's always a worrying sign. But how did we do in the KOM? Morgado picks up 3 points, but nothing for Taraskin second day in a row, but only 10 points gained, with Pogacar picking up the bulk of those, and he will certainly earn some points. He's not going to be the easiest one to beat in the KOM, but there should be enough major climbs far enough away from stage finishes that you would think, as what normally happens in the Tour de France, you don't see a double. You don't see a yellow jersey and a KOM polka dot jersey on the same rider. It happens, but not often. The other tours are a different matter. And so with that, Taraskin still holding on to a 16-point lead after 4 stages. Morgado no longer having to protect the jersey is actually a really fantastic thing for us. Ayuso has taken the jersey off our back by a single second, which means we're literally in the best possible position you could be. Of course, Pogacar breathing down our neck just a few seconds behind. He's a heavy favorite for this one. Ayuso as well. We should be happy with the top 5 for Morgado. So right now, him in this spot is a pretty good place to be. And there's plenty of guys that are up here that are not necessarily contenders. Yeah, like Mikkels, he'll fall off. Champeson should fall off. He'll end up competing for that KOM at some stage, as he's a good climber and very punchy. Stage 5 had virtually no points, so Terraskin was given the day off, not told to ride in the break, and the GC stays the same. I don't know why I was confused by that. I went to the general away from the stage. Nothing happened on the stage. As we go to carry out stage 6, which is going to be kind of the first key GC stage of this race, where you're going to start to see the field split up a fair bit. 6 of 8 riders are now on fitness peaks. Karaman looks just a day or so away. Sadly, though, the furthest away from it is Terraskin. However, once he does hit that, that'll help keep him going in that final week and a half of this tour, and that will definitely be useful because it's going to keep him from, facing that fatigue factor, and he should be able to continue on, get good race day conditions. He's at 97% fitness right now, and keep competing for that KOM throughout the race. Kram is still third in that competition, and of course Morgado has slipped to second. I have a feeling that's going to change today, but with a +5, not necessarily. I'm also going to give today as a day off for Morgado. He could try to contend for that, but that's going to waste so much energy to go for those 10 points, and that's just not enough return for the effort used. Wow, on paper, things are going really well for Morgado. Those +5s really helping him out. Riccitello wins the stage, but Morgado gets second place overall, just 6 seconds down, so he's going to also pick up a 6-second time bonus. That puts him 10 seconds behind Riccitello on the day, but that's going to put him a couple seconds ahead of Bernal. It's going to put him 6 seconds ahead of Vingegaard, and then it's 18 to the next group, so that's a 12-second plus the 6-second advantage. Wow. But that's probably going to put us back in the race lead for the time being, and it does. It's not where I wanted to be, but I mean, come on, who's complaining, right? It's not where I want to be, but it's still a pretty dang good place to be, and gaps are starting to spread out a bit as we're looking at just about 2 minutes to anyone outside of the top 10. That top 10, though, is still pretty close to each other, just a minute apart. In the KOM, Terraskin now sitting on 33, Ayuso and Morgado and Van Hemelen all on 22. I'm guessing Van Hemelen was probably in the break today. Kramman's still sitting on 16, or was he sitting on 16 before? Maybe not, but a lead down to 11 points, but again, we have conserved so much energy for Terraskin not having to be in any further breaks from that first one that he was in. Or has he picked up 1 point here? Didn't he pick up 1 point? He was at 32 previously, I believe. So it looks like he did pick up 1 point, but that was probably just by chance for the team on one of those climbs, as he is a decent climber, as he didn't have any assignment to go for the points today. But that stage 8 is coming soon, and we'll be putting him out there on the front foot to see how many points he can gather. As many as possible will be the target that day. All right, so our scenario here, I'm going to try to speed things forward right to the first climb here in a moment, as long as we are able to actually get Terraskin into the break. And because he's a KOM leader, he's right at the front. He has Bach for support. Bach's really good on flat, but we are the race leader. No, we're not the race leader. Oh, we are. God. Dang it, I forgot. Okay, so we are the race leader. I'm sick. This is loopy territory for me. Let's save Bach for the Peloton, but we're gonna send Azumi 18th overall. They shouldn't care about Azumi and Terraskin. They should have an early enough jump here to get away. Oh, all right, so 23 seconds pulled away now. 26. They're barely making progress as they are nearly out of red bar. Let's see what they can do. Settle in. There's definitely a chase on. If anything, we'll let Terraskin go alone. It would just be nice to have somebody else with him. So now get everybody else set to a 75, and it looks like we are nearly caught. It's a group of 6 now. Can the group of 6 make some progress? We are still... Nope. 30 seconds. Okay, yeah. We are 30 seconds ahead for the time being. Work together to get away. You got plenty of time to recover. Oh, Uri. Rest. Kodzi. Skauskis. Don't be chasing this thing back, because right now they are actually letting it get out. Out to 40 seconds. 17 riders in that front group. Okay, Terraskin, sit. Izumi, keep working. Out to 47 seconds. It's not happening rapidly, but this is the worrying one, where you suddenly have a lot of guys. 17 riders now, 1 minute ahead. 8 riders just seconds ahead of the Peloton. Oh, and Karaman is now the guy that's chasing that down. I don't want the additional 8, but I very much want to get away. That is the main focus today. Let everybody else worry about chasing back the group, because we got 2 guys in the break that would be in good position, especially Azumi, who sits in 20th if this group were to win by more than 3 minutes. Wouldn't be such a bad thing if he took over, as he's a 78 mountain, a 77 time trial, and he's on that fittest peak +5 territory himself. So okay, let's take a second and get these guys set. I have no reason to be at the front, so we're gonna let that go, and then we're going to Uri, protect, I suppose, Muskauskis, right? Yeah, that's a 80. And Kodze will protect Karaman. And there's your 3 leaders for the day to support Morgado when we do get to these climbs. Now, Azumi, looks like we can start to back off a bit. We are out to 210, so this might do it. 25 riders. For now, though, it's only holding at 220. It's going to be a difficult one to stay away on. Terraskin, though, with an 82 mountain, 83 hills, 85 stamina today. If anybody's going to hang on and get maximum points for this first climb, it's going to be him. But are they still going to be away when we get to this Port de Ballet? May not be away at that point, as Peloton definitely does not want to give them much of a cushion here. Okay, we are starting recovery for both riders. 100k to go. We've got a climb coming up. This is probably a good opportunity for someone to go get water. And we're just about ready to begin the climb. So Terraskin, not quite fully recovered, but let's get the water, as Azumi doesn't have a ton of energy here. And this group has never really let up. The first 17 are definitely going to be facing some fatigue. You can see even Terraskin, who we sat up with very early on, is not looking great. We are starting to up that tempo. 1 rider's already been dropped. Azumi's struggling to keep up right now, but Terraskin holding on nicely. 5k to go on this first climb. We want maximum points, but we won't go insane to do it, as it's the next climb that matters more, and we're not talking about a huge gap to the Peloton. It is 3 minutes though, so climbing here at this rate has allowed us to stretch things out a bit. 9k for this Col de Mente. 7.5%. Sorry, my voice is a bit raspy. I'm definitely on the 6th side here. 2k to go. Terraskin, time to start thinking. 1.7. Okay, Terraskin needs to find some space. Get to the outside here. 0.2. Oh, he gets blocked off by Arietta. 900 meters. Now we're going to start our sprint. Come across. Boy, we are not... Oh, we're not sprinting well because we're not sprinting full gas, but we also can't sprint full gas. Can we get better than this position? Can we get up to 3rd? No, that's going to be 5th. That is worth points, though, right? Just 2. Just 2. But like I said, we didn't want to go flat out on that one. We're now looking at a front 6. And we'll leave Azumi on auto. Let's check in with everybody else, as this is a pretty hefty climb. Gaps out to 5:30, by the way, as we approach the top. But again, by having Terraskin and Azumi up the road, It's making life so much easier for us to not have to control the pack today. So front six already have a minute on a single chase rider. I would imagine we're going to end up pulling away from him, and Terraskin, we don't have to work. We really don't. O'Connor, Evenipol, Simmons, Monike, Arietta, 6 very, very good guys. It's not going to be easy to beat them, but I think if we're sitting on and everybody else is working, Terraskin's going to be in better shape when we hit the next climb. And that's the one with the big points. That's the one that we certainly care about the most. Azumi, not too far away, but I don't think he's going to regain contact. It would be nice if he does. Water, before it's too late. Kotzi. Everybody's back to full strength, by the way. Let's get water for Azumi. And we'll get water for Terraskin. The hill before the hill. Which is now the hill before the climb. We are back up to 10 riders, so that 4 chasers did regain contact, but of course they did so at cost. You can see that cost relative to Azumi as they finally get joined up by a group, and now these 7 are chasing and trying to regain contact, but it looks to be a little bit too late for them. And we've already dropped 1. So yes, I think that was very much the case. You could expect a couple more to drop off here pretty soon. Those guys did not have much left in the tank, evidenced by Azumi. Now this group, before we hit that climb, before I hang them out to dry and put them in a bad way, we need to go in 80, and we need to keep an eye on things as Terraskin's group down to 8. Monike, Carr, Arietta not working, down to 7. 8K to go. Is that Johannesson that just attacked? Gotta check in here frequently with these guys. We are seeing some attacks. Oh, that might have been something we need to respond to. That's Gregoire on the attack, but he sits 22nd. That's 20th overall. These guys are responding to each other. And Buitrago comes to the front to lead things out. Wow, amazed to see him this far down in the standings at this stage, as he's a definite potential contender. Pace has really picked up in this group, as you can see the fatigue in Terraskin's leg starting to show up and emerge. But like I said, this is the one we want to win. Is this climb right here. The All's Cat, double the points of the Cat 1. And we only got 2 there before, and we got some guys that are going to be tough to beat. Looking at them: 78, 75, 77, 79, 76, 81, 77, 79, and remember they're all going to have about a +4 on top of that: 76, 81, and 77, 78. There's not a weak rider in the bunch. Azumi now going backwards. Buitrago chasing pretty hard. That 80's not quite enough pace, so let's push an 82 here, as we are definitely drifting back when we don't want to be. Peloton's down to 69. 4K to go, down to 5 riders. Arietta, the other one that's still not working, so these 2 are the most likely to be able to contend for the KOM, but of course these guys often seemingly have endless amounts of energy. They'll get +10s and +4s. And take an 80 and become, you know, a 95. In fact, there you go. Remco Evenipol, an 80. Stamina overall, that could easily be a 90, 95. Simmons has a 79. O'Connor has a 78. Arietta has a 77. Terraskin's 75 base today with that wonderful +5 still only gives him an 85. It's probably not matching what the other guys do, as Arietta is dropped. We're going to have to start pushing a little bit harder as their pace is picked up. Azumi in no man's land. How far back to the Peloton? 30 seconds. I want you to get a little bit of recovery in. And we need to gel these guys. It's a little late for it, but that's going to be what boxes for this one back. Skauskis, Morgado all kind of recovering their position a little bit. And here comes Azumi back towards us. And Azumi, I was trying to get some recovery on, but it looks like that's not going to quite happen. 1.7, almost to the top. We need to focus here on this guy. 1.4. Okay, riding forward. Terraskin, no sprint possible? Why not? You have plenty of energy to sprint. Oh, and then I ride forward and it doesn't ride forward. Now it wants to sprint. 300 meters and we are going to get over the top first. Yes. Beautiful. Okay, now focus back on everybody else. He's got maximum points, Terraskin. That's 20. That is a massive haul. That was the main points we came out for today, and we do get them. I would have liked the 10 at the first cap, but we did what we needed to do there. Let's take a second, get these guys all onto the auto. Azumi, too late, out the back. So we got 3 left. 2K to go to the top. All we need to do is not get dropped here, so let's go 85. Let them all go solo, they'll recover over the descent, and Terraskin is leading the way. Still 4 minutes ahead of the Peloton. Let's ease off so we can recover. If I get contact from 1 or 2 guys, that's fine, we can ride together, but this is actually starting to look pretty dang good for Terraskin, but recovery is essential, so backing off, getting that heart rate down, and there we go. Should start to recover rather rapidly as the heart rate part has been taken care of. Okay, now these 3 are over the top with a Peloton of 31, almost 5 minutes behind. So what is in between this front group as we're thinking about what's going on with the general standings overall? Koos is leading the group. He's considered inside it. Johannesson is 12th overall in a minute 53, 205, and 114, but these guys are just 35 seconds ahead. Others can absolutely chase that as they are not necessarily contenders. Richitello is from 6th place, and him 48 seconds ahead is a little bit worrying. Vlasov 315 down. Gregoire is 321. They were in that break. Arietta is out of contention. Venipol, O'Connor, Simmons, Terraskin as well. So the first guys that are a threat, 320, and they are group E4. So we're looking at 45 seconds. And then another 35. So they're about 110 ahead. This group that's 30 seconds ahead is definitely one we want to see caught. But we will now focus while Terraskin continues to recover. Focus on these 3 and their recovery. Heart rate's low enough for all 3 of them. And how's the gaps going? They're not increasing. Gaps are not increasing. That's key here. Terraskin holding a 138, 139 on this flatter section, but that's about to drop down again. There we go. That should see his heart rate lower a bit more and his recovery increase. Still just 20 seconds ahead. I'd really like that group behind to kind of catch up to me. So we're going to shut that down and let that recovery accelerate here on these final kilometers of the descent, and let that group of 3 regain contact. A lot easier with them and us fresh than it is to try to stay away from a group that's that close behind with extra firepower than what we have. So here they come, and now we just need to stay put in the group. And so we're back with O'Connor, Venipol, and Simmons, and they all want to work. Okay, we are nearly to the bottom, and we are nearly fully recovered for all 3 guys. And that group ahead, that was 38 seconds, is down to 20. So we've actually gained. And 45 seconds gained on Terraskin, but of course he was, he was a different matter. Morgado is the leader. Miskauskis is going to protect, and Karaman will follow. Let's go with an 84 for now, and we've got to bounce back and forth. 7.5K to go to the top. It's the Parasword. Just under 10K, 7.5%. It's a pretty big climb. Surprised it's not an Allscat. 16K to go, and then the finish line after the descent. 6K. Checking in on these guys. Miskauskis, there's Morgado holding position. has drifted back a little bit, but we are conserving here in the early kilometers. Now let's start to try to move our position back up as we're catching up to these guys. Taraskin now 5k away. Vlasov trying to attack again before this group catches him. Skauskis, Gel. We're at 35 as we caught some guys ahead. Taraskin, this group is now attacking him. So let's go in 85. Climb at our pace. 4k to go. It's an awfully long time to be attacking like that, so we're going to see what sort of tempo we can get from this. At the very worst, we're going to get 4 points. And you can see there's 2 guys that have gone too deep, and Evenipol is going to continue on. But that's going to allow us to overtake those 2 and leave them behind, and then go second wheel. Okay, we dropped 1. Simmons is still with us, though. And it looks like he's about to get dropped. Taraskin makes contact with Evenipol, who we're going to sit on with, force him to do the work. Okay, here is our primary group. They are getting closer. They have 2.8k to go to the top, and we are seeing an attack. So this is going to involve a lot of pausing. I apologize, but it's time, folks. 2.8k. Miskauskis, Ramen, and Morgado. Yep, responding to the attack. Now it's time to protect. Time to protect. Remember, we have a descent, so we don't have to do it all right here, as we've already covered that off. Back together, and down to 24 riders. Taraskin has been joined by Simmons briefly. 1k to go to the top. 900 meters. And we're going to hit the front and push. Meanwhile, there's 3 riders in between. O'Connor, not a threat. He's from the break. Pogacar is very much a threat, as is Vingegaard, and they are 30 seconds clear. So Miskauskis has run out of energy. See, that's why I said I got to pause. Kramen's going to take over. They've dropped O'Connor. Taraskin. 300 meters. Can he go to the front? He does. He's gone over the front, over the top of the climb first, which I did not expect. So actually today is excellent, because my hope was 30 points. We've turned it into 32. No points at the finish line. No chance at winning this stage either, I don't think, at this point. Pogacar, Vingegaard are still ahead. Morgado is fine. Grauman's going to lead this thing out on the descent. We have just 12 riders chasing those 2. Little flat area makes it hard to catch, but Taraskin just sitting on with Evenipol and Simmons, and just seconds behind is Pogacar and Vingegaard. I think I could have Taraskin drop back if need be to make sure we catch these guys, but it looks like we are catching them anyway. Just 17 seconds behind. Okay, Karaman, 99. It is back together, front 16. 1.8. Karaman's going to start sprinting. I was hoping for Taraskin to be the next in that line, but looks like it's going to ease off over the top, so Morgado from full strength just needs to go for it. We're not going to get a top 3, but there is no time lost today. Those front 3 should not be getting any sort of time gap here, as we're talking about 4 seconds. Pogacar, Vingegaard, Simmons, they're just too fast for us, but yes, oh yes, that's a good result. Taraskin gets 32 points on the day. Not quite max, but much more than anybody else, essentially doubling his total from before, just about anyway. Morgado ends up with a really good day, finishing in 5th place, not losing time outside of a matter of a few seconds. He's also going to hand that jersey over to Pogacar because of the 10 seconds that he's gained there. At least I think he is, and that is good for us going forward, as sitting in 2nd place is far better than sitting in 1st when there's 10 guys better than you, and you're ahead by a second or 2 seconds. That's an absurdly dangerous territory to be, where you can lose many minutes, as opposed to sitting in 2nd place just a few seconds behind, and all the pressure's on their team. I find it a little surprising that 7-second gap was actually given, so they get 17. Pogacar does, that is. Vingegaard and Simmons also picking up those bonus seconds, so that's a little disconcerting as close as that was. But I mean, that's this game for you. When we're at the front of that, we don't see that given. You know what? It is given. I'm just frustrated we're on the wrong side of that. Karaman also somehow was 20 seconds behind on that. Guillaume Martin as well. But this was good, except really the gaps weren't that big today, surprisingly. But looking at the general, dang it, Mercado still leads by 4 seconds. What do we got to do? Ayuso's at a half minute, Vingegaard at 40, Riccitello 45. Mikkel's amazingly still in this thing, has not dropped off yet. You got a couple guys in that top 10 that shouldn't be there. Guillaume Martin just outside, but those gaps are definitely starting to stretch out for those guys that are in the teens. Right now, Penho has the points classification by near 40 points, and then Taraskin has had a fantastic day, though only finds himself 24 points ahead of Quinn Simmons. So Quinn Simmons did pick up a decent amount himself. Evenepoel also at 32 now. Ayuso remains on 24, picking up no points today. Same with Morgado. Karaman is now at 17. Pogacar is one you really got to watch out for, but he's only got 12 points after 8 stages. So while 24 is not a huge lead, Taraskin in nearly the best position we could possibly be in, outside of Quinn Simmons and Evenepoel picking up a good amount of points today as well. But that's the thing. You got 3 climbs, and you got 3 guys that were still there. We won 2 out of those 3 climbs. We picked up the bulk of the points today, but actually not really. When you add in that first climb and how close those 2 were on the second climbs, apparently as poorly as we did on climb number 2, those guys, Simmons outscored us by 1 and Evenepoel by 6. But that's the thing, they're going to have all those bonuses applied to them as opposed to when we quick sim, and they were tough. But we did really well on the day. We didn't really lose any ground to those 2, and we put significant ground, roughly 20 points, on everybody else in the entire field. We're gonna have to watch out for those 2 going forward, but that was a good stage number 8 for us. I'm a little sad we're still holding that yellow jersey, especially by such a small margin over a rider that is significantly stronger, but it's okay. Hey, we lead 2 classifications right now. 3. We lead 3 classifications right now, as the under 25s is ours. General. There you go, 28 seconds. And the team, we are 3rd, not far from the top on that one. Things are going quite well. That's going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there, and bye for now.